What? What? She wants to be scooped up, so she's hollering at me. Okay. There we go. So right now, we're getting a tummy tuck with Christine Vlogs. I'm nervous for her, but so excited. I can't wait to get my tummy tuck. It's gonna be years for me, but how awesome is that? Sending all kinds of love and good wishes, and I'm sure she's extremely healthy, so I'm sure it'll be nothing but cake. So, Christine, I'm so excited. Do you know what this is? It's my coffee, but it's my coffee blended. It's my blended iced coffee because I have a ninja. Oh, what ninja? Love it. Look, my hair is poofy. I told you guys. I guess it's the wind because my hair is just like hopping away from my head. It's like extra volume. Craziness. Ruby, I'm cooking. Ruby. Ruby. I said get down. No, you get down. I'm cooking. Ruby. Get down. Get down. Now. Now. Down. Get. Stir-fried snow peas, sugar snap peas, mushrooms, and red pepper. So delish. Okay, so, some things I wanted to talk about just randomly. Not randomly. They came from Ashley's video, but, like, they're kind of random because they don't, whatever. Anyway, body dysmorphia. Now let's talk about that. Body dysmorphia is when, like people who are anorexic have body dysmorphia. When they look in the mirror, they see somebody who's still fat. I think that I totally had a form of body dysmorphia, only I still thought I was not that big. I never thought I was skinny or thin, but I just did not think I was that big. And I would see pictures and be like, oh, what a horrific picture. It wasn't the picture. You know, like, the camera might add a couple of pounds or the angle, but not 255 of them. So I totally understand when she says that. It's like, and now what's weird is that my whole entire life, I felt like I'm smaller than I really was. Unless I was shopping, and then it was like traumatic because it's like I'm dealing with feeling so fat and so ugly and so just unhappy. But as soon as I was out of the store, just living my life, I was able to like just do me, and by doing that, I felt like I was able like just to close off the fact that I was huge, because I was huge. True story. Anyway. So, and I totally get what she's saying, and some people were commenting on her video about, like, part of the reason I think that I don't lose the weight is because, like, I am the fat girl, and it's like, yeah, I am the fat girl, too, and what's weird is that I honestly, okay, like, I always thought I was thinner than I actually was, whenever I was able to ignore it. It was like my brain just went back to it. But now that I am smaller than I've ever been or ever imagined being, it's like, now this is hard to believe, and I forget, like, that I'm this, which is what I thought I was before. It's the craziest thing. That's one. And two, it's like, yeah, I dig that. Like, when I said, I'm going to lose 100 pounds, I never imagined what it physically would mean. I was doing it for health reasons, and I never imagined that it would mean I wouldn't be the fat girl anymore, or that it would mean that I couldn't tell fat girl jokes. I mean, like, and I've said this before on my channel, I was really funny, but now I think if I said half the shit I used to say, like, I'd get clobbered. And, like, I don't know, like, I never really imagined what that would mean. Like, for so long in the journey, it was like, oh, I'm just going to lose 100 pounds. I have to be healthy. I have to be healthy. And then when I lost 50 pounds, but I was still kind of big, it was like, I'm just going to lose another 50 pounds, 100 pounds, whatever. I never, ever, ever could have imagined not being the fat girl. And I think that the moments that are the most profound for me, it's double-sided. One of the moments that are the most profound for me in my life now is when I am in, like, a group of people who don't know me from before, which I have some Zumba friends they're not like, call you up, talk to you later. They're like women who I consider, like, associations and acquaintances, and, like, they're my friends. Like, we look forward to seeing each other at Zumba events, but not like that. But they don't know me. And it is weird because some of them are bitchy, and I only speak to them in a group setting because they speak to the women I actually care for. And they will make comments about fat people or big people, and they're really ugly and really rude. And, like, it is such a profound realization that they feel comfortable saying that to me. And I mean, I've put more than one of them in check before, but it's just like, whenever I leave after a situation like that, I get in my car and I'm like, who in the would say that shit? Like, who? And then I realize that it's because they consider me one of them. In that class, I'm one of the thin girls. I'm one of the healthy gym girls. I'm not one of the fat girls. And it blows my mind. On the same, like, in the same setting, it's really weird because women will come and I'll be like, oh, you're new, blah, 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 you're going to love it. And they give me this, like, look of contempt, and it's like, they're like, shut up. Like, you're a thin little dancer. You don't know me. You don't know how hard it is for me to exercise. Like, don't tell me I'm going to love it. And it's the strangest thing because I feel like there's this subset, in a culture that I was a part of that now doesn't recognize me and doesn't accept me because they don't know me. And that is so weird. There's also, like, okay, Ashley talks about wanting to, like, shake people and tell people, and I say it all the time, like now, okay, there's this moment when you're big. And I'm not going to tell you everybody does this, but I did it, and I know a lot of other girls do it. When you're a big girl, you walk in, and almost in a subconscious move to make yourself feel better, you find someone bigger than you. I did that for many years. And then I stopped doing it because I was the biggest person more often than not. But when I stopped doing it because I was the biggest person, I would notice other big girls who were not as big as me scan the room, find me, and that look of relief would just wash over them. It is now the strangest thing that when that happens, they look past me. It is now the strangest thing that when I walk in, instead of making bigger girls at ease, which is what used to happen, oh, I just went from being the biggest girl to look, there's a bigger one. They give me these, like, looks of, like, ugh, really? And it's the weirdest thing in the world. Like, honestly, it's mind-blowing. So, I don't know. just something. I don't really think about these things. Like, I think about them in the moment, and then life happens. But then, one of you guys makes a video, and it's like, oh my gosh, that reminds me. Also, on the roster of things to talk about, being too big for rides. We went in 2010. Actually, I think it was 2009, right before I got sick. Yeah. We went to, it was 2009, right before I got sick. We went to a water park that had like an amusement park attached to it. And I was out of my mind with fear that I would be too big. And, the banana was like, let's go on this ride, let's go on that. And like, I remember her being like, it's the Ferris wheel. Like, those carts are huge. Yeah, and we got on it and they closed it and it barely closed. And like, every ride I rode, when the people had to like, oh, like, I'm probably gonna hurt this girl, I could see them calculate, like, do I try to close it and possibly make her uncomfortable, or do I ask her to leave the ride? It was a horrible, horrible experience from beginning to end. Not to mention, I felt completely unsafe. You're talking about, like, I'm in this little bitty seat strapped in and going on a roller coaster. I'm scared to death of roller coasters anyway. But it was a horrible experience. And one of my before pictures is actually of me, and it's a clip of me in a ride seat, and it's like my gut is like being pinched and poking out between like the two bars, and it was a horrible feeling. And what was really sad, and I've said this before, is that my daughter was really scared to go. And I took her on it and I talked to her and I was like, oh, it's gonna be brave, it's okay. And she had a ball. And I was horrified by the fact that I almost didn't fit in that seat. So then I was like, then she was like, what else should we try? Like, this has got to get better. And she was ready to conquer the world. And I kind of talked her out of it and let her be scared because I didn't want to be too big to get on the ride. That's like horrible, but it's true. So, and I even talked about going on rides again here. It was so amazing to take her to like a little fair and be able to get on rides and not worry, not even think twice about whether or not it was safe, about whether or not I tipped the capacity, but if I was putting my child in danger by getting on with her, like all kinds of stuff. It was amazing. So, just something to think about. Okay, I will see you guys after dinner. I am loving my Ninja, in case you couldn't tell, and I'll talk to you later.
So I used a Dannon Light and Fit, I think it was Light and Fit, apple pie turnover yogurt, and a frozen apple, and about 4 ounces of almond milk. And I made myself an apple smoothie, and it is so good. It's ridiculous. I love the Ninja. You guys are going to hear that, I think, a lot until it gets old, and it's not going to get old. Kind of like Christine Vlogs, her card. I play it every day. It does not get old.
Popcorn. Oh, yes.
So I'm kind of dragging. So I had myself a little snack of 100 calories. Roasted. God, they smell like chocolate. So good. Anyway.
Uh-oh. Some of you guys might remember this young man. Whoa. From a vlog where I met him at the park. He's in my bedroom now.
Okay, so you totally didn't get to see my dinner, and I'm going to keep this really quick, but I'll tell you why. Because that little gray cat came and totally discombobulated the evening. If you didn't see the other video, I will tell you now. So I was at the park with the kids, which is a couple blocks from my house, and they were playing, and there was this little gray cat there, and he was so sweet and so amazing. And I took video of him sitting on my lap and all that stuff. But in the end, I did what I felt was best for him, and I left him. And I came home and I told the banana about him, and I was like, oh, look, you need to remember there's a Christmas party tomorrow. Anyway, I told the banana and I was like, he was so cute, he was so amazing, but we don't need another cat. We have 5 cats, blah, blah, blah. It's over, it's done. Okay, that was a couple weeks ago. Today, this evening, the banana was like, is there a cat, like, stuck somewhere? Because I can hear a cat crying. So we're looking for a cat crying. She's like, oh my god, I think one of our cats got outside. And she opens up the door, and then she goes, it's the gray cat. And I'm like, no effing way he found me. No way he found me. He totally found me. So he was hanging out and like he was just loving up on me. And I went to Zumba. Yay! Ooh, ooh, ooh. Worked out. Came home. It was dark. I couldn't see anything. I'm walking up and he's like there, just waiting. And like gets on my lap and he's all up right here and he's like purring and loving. And I came in and I was like, I need to cook dinner, but I feel bad leaving him. So the banana went outside to keep him company while I cooked dinner. And then she came in and was like, okay, listen, we'll get him looked at by the vet, we'll get him fixed, and we'll see if he can blend with our cats. And if he can, he lives inside. And if he can't, he's an outside cat. And I'm like, I'm being the grown up. I know I can't have this cat, and you're the one who's giving in? That's fine. Ooh. That's fine though, because she's the one who does the cat box and stuff. So whatever. If she's cool with it, it's cool. So now we have 6 cats possibly. Yeah, that's that means I'm not getting a poodle. Let's be honest. Alright guys. I'm gonna wrap this up 'cause it's already long, and I will see you guys tomorrow.